Can't believe I'm doing this today, guys. I've succumbed to the his and hers workout, partner workout. I have trained with Janicke a lot of times. This isn't the first time, so it's not like this has not happened before and I'm scared. And the only reason I don't train with Janicke really is just because we don't often train the same thing on the same days. But she is a good training partner, so we thought today we'll do a workout together just to show you that it is possible. It'll still be a good hard workout. Like, just because you're training one male, one female doesn't mean that the session has to be any less intense or any easier on any one person. Women train as hard as men, men train as hard as women. We're all train hard. There is no difference. It's just whether you want it or not. So yeah, so we'll run through a workout today. We'll be training back. Janicke will probably do a bit of biceps at the end, but I'll just be doing back, perhaps some rear delts. And basically just showing you that it doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, how pretty you are, how ugly you are, we can all train hard. So yeah, couples workout today. You'll see how hard she can train. It's more about her really today. I'm just going to show you that my missus can train hard. And that's it. We're at King's Gym. Couples workout with Janicke Berg. Overhand pull down. I don't do these super often, but I'm in the mood. The reason I want to do these is because I saw Sean Florida do these the other day. He did a very simple back workout. It just looked like a good back workout. Okay. So I think today, a little bit different than normal, we'll do like an overhand pull down, and then we'll follow it up with an overhand row, and then we'll do like a lat bias movement later. So it'll be a little bit different order than I would normally do. But I just want to put as much blood kind of into that upper back for the first part of the workout, and then I'm going to start putting more blood into the lats themselves later. So we'll have a little feel on this. I'll probably need to do more of these because I haven't done these for so long. So the areas that this is hitting on my back probably have been neglected for a little while. So I might, every other pull day, put this in.
It's actually better with a straight bar than the one that
keeps your wrist
down. Yeah.
When you've got more yes, you'll notice on the previous workout I was using figure of eights. Sometimes I like to use them. Depends on the movement, to be fair. If I've got something, it's kind of, there's no real reason to it. It's kind of just like an instinctive, how do I feel on the day? So I pack both, and depending how I feel on the movement, where my grip feels like, if my grip feels pretty good, then I'll probably just use these, because you still have to use your grip with these to a certain degree. With the figure of eights, obviously if you lose grip, they're still wrapped round and you can still get a few reps out cheekily without having to grip. So it really just comes down to how my hands feel. If they're fatigued, if they're really tired, normally I'd use the figure of eights. Also, depending on the movement and how the bar path is, determines what I use as well. If I was doing something with this kind of grip, I like the figure of eights. Whereas if I'm doing a double overhand, deadlifting or anything like that, I like using these. There's no, like, again, it's just habit. You pick up these things. It's like what socks you wear on what day of the week. It doesn't matter if you use either, but you do have your preferences, and my preferences are very, very slight. There's no real scientific reason, it's just a personal preference.
I have different as well.
She has different as well.
I use Versa grips if it's over my head, pulling down.
Yep.
If I do a T-bar row or bent over row, rowing, I use straps.
So,
or dumbbells, I use straps.
And is that for the speed of being able to get in and out of the movement?
No, it's more, it's okay, like it's kind of hooked when I'm pulling.
Yeah.
But if I'm rowing it, I feel like I've got better grip with straps.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of the same. I would use the figure of eights if I'm doing a heavy bent over row, like the T-bar chest support, because I don't want my grip to fail.
No.
When I'm pulling down, like, it's never as heavy as the row.
Exactly.
So these are more than adequate. So it kind of makes sense there, because your grip doesn't need to be as strong on a pull down movement as it does on a heavy row. You're dealing with heavier weights typically on a row. This might be my working. I'll grip it and I'll do a rep. If it feels good weight, then what I'll do is I'll just continue. Obviously if it's too light, then I'll just put it down. I'd also suggest on this, if it is my working set, that we do maybe like 2 forced reps. So just
How
swap
many
for
reps
2.
are you aiming for?
Just whatever I can, and then when I'm struggling to get it down, we'll just get 2 forced reps. If I do this.
6, 7, 8, 1, 9, 10, come on. 12, come on. 13.
2 now. 1 more. Yeah. Perfect. I'll bring it a little bit heavier on the second set because that's essentially like back off weight. So if you do a set and you find yourself getting a few more reps than you anticipated, if it's your first set, no stress, do your loading set second versus doing it first.
You plan on doing like 1 heavy set and then 1 back off set?
Yeah, but if you get a set that you get more reps, like that one I did, that will be the back off.
Okay.
And then I'll load the second set. So I'll actually progress the weight. Let's go. Have 1. Good.
1 more.
Come on. Good, go 1 more. 13.
The C was too high.
We'll go 1 more set, slightly heavier, and get like 8 to 10.
Okay. Come on, come on. 3, 4, come on. 5, strong. 6, 7, come on. 8, come on. 9, all you. 10.
2 more, 2 more.
Come on.
1 more. Oh, yeah. Bit of body English.
That was a lot more yanking.
Yeah. Honestly, one of my friends you would have seen in a previous video, Dean Hales, Dino, Uncle Dean, he's got a big old back. And we always laugh because when he trains back, it always looks really messy. He literally, the amount I was swinging then, he's swinging like 5 times the amount. And he's always like, fuck it. As long as your fucking back grows, who gives a shit? And it's true, like to some degree on certain movements, you can certainly be a little bit more lenient. And that's what I mean by this movement. You can really get a bit aggressive with it. You won't see that habit transfer over to other movements because I am a firm believer and a stickler for form on a lot of things. But an overhand pull down, it's that 1 back movement you can get a little bit greasy with. So hey, we do it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 more. Roll them up. That's why she's got a better back than me. She controls it a lot better. This is now the opposite. So a very specific movement. So I want to see a pause at the top and the bottom. Like when you come down, pause, hold
So
at the top.
dead stop basically.
Yeah, dead stop,
Okay.
but dead stop at the top as well. So it's kind of like harder. That was heavy, yeah. That's 1 set.
I'll put 5 on top.
It's funny because it hits my like mid back as well. Even though I'm pulling high, I can feel my mid back working a lot. There you go. 2. 12 to 15, yeah? 3.
1. 1.
you're at any of the King's gyms and you see this handsome man walking around, just make sure you behave yourself, yeah? He has the power. He's the holder of the ring of power from Lord of the Rings. So if you ever misbehave and he's coming up to you, he's probably going to tell you off. Gianni is you're like the general, you're the manager of all the gyms, aren't you?
Yes, and as such, it's a pleasure obviously to have you, as a part of the team.
Of course.
And then, help all your followers as well to come and try out.
Mutual relationship.
Yeah.
So if you're any of the gyms that you visit, Gianni's involved in them all. He checks out all the sites. So if you see him around, say hello. Say we saw you in a video. He might give you a little cheeky discount on a bottle of water or something.
A bottle of water.
In a bit, Big G. Good, and again. Pull that chest through the pad. Try and pull your chest through the pad. Pull yourself to the bar. That's it, there you go. Nice. Right, we're gonna move over to something now a little bit more lat inclusive.
Mind yourself.
Do you want to do a T-bar row?
T-bar row, yeah.
Leading them here.
On there.
Right, we're going to actually stay here. We're going to use the landmine. I haven't done T-bar rows in ages, but because the wife wants to do T-bar rows, I shall oblige, and we will do T-bar rows. 10s, 15s,
10s, because when you put 20s on, you can't row as close because they will hit you.
Okay.
So I always use 10s. But obviously that's not going to be heavy for you.
And we'll see it. You know what, with that, even though it's not overly heavy in terms of weight, because we're using templates and it gets long, pulls the weight away from you.
Yeah.
So it probably feels a bit heavier than if you loaded the same weight with short, big plates. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the further the weight is away from you, the more leverage, the harder it feels. What was that? 1 to 10, how hard was that? 10 being hardest.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. Give me another one. One more. Don't be a pussy. Come on. Good. Okay. Good. Because I'm not going to get 10, I'm going to get 12.
But when you stop, that takes half a rep away because you paused.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to the loo quickly. I'll leave the microphone here for a second. Because you probably don't want to hear this. Do some.
What are you doing?
We're going to do a low row now. So you get to think from the row perspective. We've done an upper back bias row. Now we're going to do, and then we did like a mid entire back row. And now we're going to prioritize a little bit lower back row. We're going to aim to come from slightly above hand level, so you drive down slightly into the pocket, basically. So I'm going to play around with the angle. You see how the machine's slightly higher than my shoulder? So when we drive down and across. It's a great movement, I actually prefer this to a dumbbell row. Yep, so that's hand there stabilized. And then you're just trying to bring that, yeah. That's it. If anything, I push my stomach back. Yeah, and then pull like that. Yeah.
Can you put a bit heavier?
Yep. Just try and over exaggerate that squeeze. It's great because you can stabilize with your opposing arm. You can push really hard into the pad as you pull. Obviously stops your body twisting too much as well, so you can keep nice and straight. When you get back to like here, it gets tough. So what you got to kind of do is pull and then have a secondary squeeze to just get a little bit more out of it. Because everything you want to happen happens in this last portion. So like you saw with Janicke there on the last rep, it gets back, gets a little bit sticky, and then you drive through that hole and get that little crunch. Nice. So this segment here, it's obviously not as wide as your upper back because there's not as much muscle there, but there's a lot of isolation going on in that particular area, which is kind of hard to achieve on a lot of other row variations. Obviously, if you're using a dumbbell row, it will hit that, but because it's a loose format, with a dumbbell row. Some people can pull more with the upper back, get more upper back bias. Some people pull out wide and get rear delt bias. To really hit that lower portion, you kind of have to focus on where the elbow drives and how tight you keep that to your body, which is why the cable is a great idea, because you can kind of control where it goes, because you're not fighting a loose dumbbell. I'm not saying the dumbbell doesn't have its place. It's certainly something that everybody should learn to do, especially in the beginning of your training. But as you get more advanced and you know how to find intensity, you can certainly use some of these cables to isolate some of those more specific areas that you may have to work on later in your bodybuilding when you see more holes in your physique. In the beginning, you are a hole. There is no, you don't have anything really. So all the basics work. It's only when you get to a certain standard that you have to start breaking down your physique a lot more and focusing on how to apply yourself to these exercises in order to create more balance in your physique. So, you know, if it's day one in the gym, I wouldn't necessarily say prioritize this. But if you've been training for 3 years and you've got a shit lower back or shit lower lats, definitely give this a go. What's peculiar about a movement like this is that when you're doing it, because it is direct, if you're used to training how we did on the previous set with those kind of really load-bearing movements, you feel like you have a lot of energy on this because you're only hitting one muscle group. There's no stability needed, there's no CNS stress. It's very low impact on the body. So you're pulling, and you're like, am I working hard enough? Truth of the matter is, you are on the muscle you're trying to train. You're just reserving every other muscle group in the body. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. All the way in, all the way in, all the way in. Come on, keep pulling, keep pulling. Good, nice. So it doesn't make you tired. You'll do a movement like this and you'll be like, oh, I'm not tired. Don't mistake that for not working hard. It's just because it's such an isolated movement that it's not going to cause as much oxygen debt as a T-bar row. Because when you come out doing that, you're like, and on here, you're like, okay.
So the first 6 reps are kind of easy, and then all of a sudden it's really
It gets
hard.
hard, it doesn't it? You're making a meal out of getting into it.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah, all you, all you. All you. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. One more. Go as hard as you can, hard as you can, hard as you can. Good, nice. Two more now. A little bit less pull in this one. One more like that. Yeah, nice.
Sorry.
One more. Yeah, nice. We're gonna do the gym shop pull down. We did this on the last video because, again, like I stated on previous, that I think this particular movement holds a lot of weight in developing your back. Jordan got me this machine to improve my back. So if I didn't use it, it'd be really rude. So yeah, just a shout out to Gym Shop and Jordan, because I've had this machine now for about a year. And obviously kindly Kings let me put it in there. Otherwise it would have been, I don't know where I would have put it, but everyone gets to use it, so it's good for me, it's good for everybody else.
I like it.
There's so many ways to pull on this, but today I'm going to lean back a little bit and copy Jordan. I've been watching some of Jordan's latest posts on how he uses this. I was always under the kind of belief that when I'm on here, I want to be really upright and pull down. But I've looked at some of Jordan's latest posts and it's kind of more like, I think both work, but for the purpose of today, I think because what we want is the weight to drop off a little bit at the end. If we create a little bit more distance between us and there, once that weight gets to there, the weight gets a little bit lighter. So I think the reason Jordan leans back a little bit is to create a strength curve that suits being optimized later in your sessions. Obviously, the further in your sessions you get, the harder it is to get a contraction fully short with a lot of load. So that's where you have to be a little bit more mindful of the particular exercises you use. If I was to do an exercise now where the weight at the end of the movement is as hard or harder than the beginning, then it's in the wrong place in my workout. You do that at the beginning. So yeah, we're gonna try that today. To do a few light reps, get a little feel for this movement. So we're gonna sit like this, Janicke, and we're just gonna Don't let the shoulder come up and out. Only the arm goes straight. So don't let that shoulder lift. So when your arm's straight, your shoulder's still down and back. That's it, yeah. That's it.
It's easier when you lean back though.
It's easier when you lean back?
Yeah.
That's why I think, this is what I was saying, I think if you choose to lean back, the drop off you get is more exaggerated, so it lets you lift a bit heavier.
Yeah, it takes like 10 kilos off.
Yeah, at that point, when you get to there.
Yeah.
Three more.
Okay. Fine.
Two with me. Just a little bit, not too much. One more.
That's all you. 12.
Two
Come
now.
on.
Two with me. One more.
One more.
I think the right side's heavier.
You can't do 14.
I thought it was 15 and then you said
Yeah,
one more.
but you did 14.
I thought it was
That's why I
15.
said one more.
I think because the lean back also makes it a little bit more of a row. So it kind of, but it does feel good. Pull hard. 6. Get it all the way down. Get down.
My arm gets tired.
Come on. Control it all out. Two more. One more. Don't let it fall up. Control it. Big back. Slowly. Good. My arm.
Do you know where it gets tired? My forearms.
So that would be me done on back. I'll probably just stretch it.
No cable ride.
Do you want to do that? I'll do it if you want to do it.
Yeah, I like overhand cable ride.
Okay, we'll finish with a little bit of overhand cable row because Janicke wants to do it. So back on the seated cable. It's simulating a barbell row kind of, just putting with an overhand grip. Again, that's just going to hit entire back, so it's just extra back work. I'll probably use this just to put a bit of blood into the entire back. So I would always say this, in a workout really, you should do 2 pull down variations. One that's really lat focused, one that's not so much lat focused. And then at least 3 rows, upper back, middle back, lower back. And then this is additional, so that's what I'd suggest. We're gonna do 1 round on here, rest pause. So row till you fail. We'll take a little 20-second break, repeat 1 or 2 times, depending on what Milady, Her Majesty wants to do. Good. 8, come on, let's go, 2 more at least. Pull harder. Come on, get it up, Janicke. All right, 20 seconds, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Nice. Do you want to do 2 rest pause or 1? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One, 2, 3. Come on, finish it. Good, even if it's partial. Yeah, good.
My arms are tired. Okay. 3, 4, 5. Come on. 6.
Keep moving, Jake.
7.
You dare stop yet.
8. Come on.
All there. Good.
10. 2 more at least.
Go. Come on, keep going. Rest pause, be set. 2 more.
13.
2
Come
more.
on.
1 more.
Come on.
Good man.
Good. 10, 18, 19, 20. Come on.
Let's go. Straight in. And again. And again. Good.
Come on.
Come on.
4.
Let's go.
Come on. 5.
5 more.
6. Come
4
on.
more. 3 more, Jake. Come on. 2 more. 1 more.
One more.
One more. Keep breathing.
3, 2,
Right,
1.
come on. Let's go. Straight in. Through and again. Through and again. 3 and again.
4
more.
1 more, come on.
3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Well done. That was set, son. That's a big old fat there.
Form was a bit so-so, guys.
Form was so-so, but it's like the first movement. I said there's 2 movements you get a bit of body English in. Overhand pull down, seated cable row. A little bit of
jugging.
because even when you're like, those first reps when you're more strict, you're hitting your lats. When you start to tire, you're hitting your traps. So your posterior chain's getting hammered. So fuck it, just get thick. I have rear delt obligations. Janicke has bicep obligations, pre-booked. I done biceps with, I don't know when I did them, but I did them more recently than she did, so she's due biceps.
I did rear delts yesterday with shoulders.
Yeah, so we're gonna split now. We're gonna go down 1 tunnel each. She's gonna go down this tunnel and go down the next one. 3 sets of dumbbell reverse fly to finish. When I'm doing them, I'm trying to think about kicking the dumbbells out to the side rather than getting them behind me as such. Same with laterals. When I'm doing a lateral, I tend to think about trying to go that way first. Same with the dumbbell rear. Trying to think about pushing out rather than going. Because what I'm trying to do is try and not to use too much trap and back. If you push out to the side, you'll notice your delt's the first muscle group to kind of trigger as a response. Whereas if you think about pulling back, you start to use your back. So little cues like that make a difference. You could do the cable as a variation if you wanted to instead. The machine was busy, so I decided to do dumbbell. Both are great, both have their benefit. As long as you don't not train rear delts, then you're gonna see some improvement. So really, that's kind of the majority of the workout. So a quick summary of what we did today. Came in and we did a nice warm up on the regular lat pull down. Like I said, a little bit of body English. Get a little bit of weight on there, a couple of forced reps, 2 sets. Moved over to our high chest supported row to target that upper back region. Again, 2 sets on there, nothing too crazy. It's not a heavy movement, it's a very isolated movement, so you don't need to go crazy unless you are really strong on that. Then we moved on to our main row movement for the workout, which was our T-bar variation. And again, 2 sets on there. Felt really good. Good thing about that movement is there's a lot of lower back as well. Just standing there and holding that. So if you're not targeting lower back specifically in this session like I don't on this one, you still get some emphasis on it from just standing in that position. So there's enough carryover. Then we moved on to our last variation of it's not our last row, but our last variation of required rows, which is moving on to our lat focused low row on the cable. So single arm, driving down to the pocket, making sure that the body doesn't rotate so that you get that elbow down to the lat insertion rather than rotating away. 2 sets on there, a couple of forced reps again. And then we moved on to our last pull down variation, which is the gym shot pull down, just to nail off that last bit of lat. And then our final movement on back itself was just a nice healthy rest pause on an overhand grip on our low cable row. Just literally, like I said to Damien earlier, first portion of that exercise, you're hitting your lats and a lot of your lower back. When you start to fail, keep going, you hit a lot of trap and upper back. So you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone on that. It's a good exercise to throw in towards the end of the workout. And then obviously our last exercise, Janicke did her biceps on the preacher curl, strive preacher curl, and then I came and did some reverse dumbbell fly freestanding. And that's, again, a typical back workout from the rotation A. Obviously when we're back in to train again, it'll be my rotation B, which is that splice between back day and leg day, which involves only 2 back direct exercises in regards to pull down and a row. And then obviously a lower back loading pull off the floor with some leg stuff. So most back days look pretty much like this with some variation to the movements, but that's pretty much the layout that I would encourage following. And I think if you do that consistently for 365 days a year, train like that, I think you'll progress as long as you're eating and making sure you cover all the other aspects as well. So I enjoyed that. Did you enjoy that? Anything you want to say?
Thank you for training with me.
Any pointers to the young ladies out there training?
Train hard.
Pay less attention to your arse in the mirror. focus more on the muscles you're using. That's my. Anyway,
You should be able to pull your
and the men
weight.
as well. To be fair, men as well. Pay less attention to your arse in the mirror, more focusing on the contraction quality. Show the physique on stage, get the gold, go home, celebrate, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Job done.
Job done.
Job done. All right, guys. We'll. I'm off to Norway tomorrow with Janicke. There might be a vlog or two or something, but we'll be back next week. Hopefully, catch Maddie in that little interim between travelling from the UK out to the States. So I'll book in with Maddie so we get some more footage. But for the meantime, hope you enjoyed this video. Please do sub. It means a lot. We're right near that 100,000. Please follow Fade Films on Instagram if you want to keep an eye on what they're doing. And yeah, just check out the links below. You want to save some money on some stuff, whatever it may be, check out below. And thank you again, guys.